You know, they say rings don't lie, but there's one NBA legend whose fingers are still surprisingly bare. I'm talking about none other than Chris Paul, the point god himself. But guess what? The tides might be turning for CP3. Stick around because today we're diving into the burning question: can Chris Paul finally put a ring on it with the Golden State Warriors? Finally, a plot as riveting as a last-second Game 7 victory. Chris Paul has joined the Warriors. That's right, the Splash Brothers and Draymond, the defensive dynamo Green, will now have to play with the point god. The Warriors have more championship rings than a jewelry store, but can they finally help CP3 win one? Grab some popcorn, settle in, and get ready for the breakdown. The Warriors have one major goal this year, and that's to finally get NBA great Chris Paul a championship ring. As important as it would be to add another championship to the Warriors' resume, winning this championship would also close a chapter in Chris Paul's legendary basketball career. Recalling the year 2021, the mood was electric. Chris Paul and the Phoenix Suns were in command after taking a 2-0 lead against the Milwaukee Bucks in the NBA Finals. The basketball world was aflutter with excitement and anticipation as the trophy appeared within grasp. Is this Chris Paul's chance to become a champion and join the ranks of the greatest point guards in NBA history? Well, it's common knowledge now that that answer was a devastating no. Because of the Suns' collapse, the Bucks were able to capitalize and win the series in 6 games. An opportunity at victory that may have changed Paul's legacy was lost, and that was far from worse than any missed shot or botched play. He's had a stellar career, punctuated by all-star nods, all-NBA team nods, and other individual honors, but he's never managed to win a championship, despite coming close several times in the finals. Chris Paul has enjoyed a lot of success on his own, but the big stage of a championship game had always seemed out of reach. But now let us talk about the Warriors, because this isn't some random group of athletes. Rather, it's an established brand with a championship pedigree. Since 2015, the Warriors have become a modern-day dynasty by winning 4 NBA titles and advancing to the finals twice more. They have a history of success as a team due to their high-quality leadership and players. Sure, the trade that involved fan favorite Jordan Poole leaving the Warriors for Paul was highly controversial at first, but after seeing his impact during the preseason, Paul has emerged as a potential game changer for the team and a key to winning the next title. What does this imply for Chris Paul then? To put it simply, this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. By teaming up with the Warriors, he'll have the opportunity to rewrite history, put his failures in the past, and add NBA champion to his impressive resume. He has a team full of players who have won before, who are great shooters, and who are rock solid on defense. The players are in place, but the play script has yet to be completed. Sure, a lot of you might think that it could be the same with a lot of other great teams like the Suns, but the Warriors are in a class of their own. The fact that they won numerous titles in recent years, and that too without a recognized center, shows their elite mentality. Don't believe me? Hear it from the Warriors' vocal and competitive big man Draymond Green, who recently stated that the team's one and only goal this year is to assist Chris Paul in winning his first NBA title. Draymond stressed the importance of this objective in an exclusive interview with ESPN. He said this: "For me, this year stands as a pivotal moment in my career. I have no interest in rewriting history or clearing my name beyond my ability to handle. It's all about helping Chris Paul win the NBA title he's deserved for so long." And what makes this mission so intriguing is the history of friction rather than friendship between Green and Paul. Their history doesn't read like a classic narrative of friendly rivalry, a la Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. The real hatred and friction between Draymond Green and Chris Paul has been central to the story. Their numerous head-to-head matchups over the years have been full of trash talking, hard fouls, and an obvious mutual loathing for one another. So, what's changed? Green's dedication to a guy he previously considered an opponent begs the question, why? Well, possible explanations include a shared desire to achieve greatness and an understanding that championship success is the only thing that really matters in basketball. Green has been named to the All-Star team, All-NBA First Team, and Defensive Player of the Year honors. Paul has been named to the All-Star team, All-NBA First Team, and the Assists Champion trophies. But one thing is missing from Paul's resume: an NBA championship ring. Green and Paul are putting aside their differences and working together because they believe in a greater good than any petty rivalries that they may have had. The plan is quite clear. They want to add a championship to their respective legacies at the highest level of professional basketball. So then, what's this season all about? Well, the upcoming season for the Golden State Warriors will be one for the ages, and everyone is talking about the team's new lineup of superstars. Draymond is ecstatic about the addition of Chris Paul to a backcourt that already includes Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. When discussing Paul, Green could hardly contain his excitement. You can always find him right in the middle of the action. He is present on both ends of the court as he takes on the role of a vocal leader and play caller. And he isn't afraid to stir things up either. Everything from elbows to hustle plays. When playing against him, he's the kind of opponent you'd rather not have. Why? If you don't hate him that much, he'll end up beating you. We've seen him run circles around plenty of opponents who underestimated him, Green added, encapsulating Paul's ferocious competitive spirit. This major roster move wasn't made on the fly, according to Warriors executive Mike Dunleavy Jr. Before making a final decision, the brass took care to get input from its trio of superstars, including Curry, Thompson, and Green. This action demonstrates the company's dedication to consensus-based decision-making, particularly when it concerns the key players who have been so crucial to their success in the past. Alright, enough about Paul and Green though. Now let's talk about the new power duo, Paul and Curry. For starters, Curry is the best long-range shooter of all time. There's no question about that. His jaw-dropping three-pointers have forever changed the game. As soon as he crosses the half-court, defenders are forced to adhere to him like glue, opening up the court for his teammates. Chris Paul comes into the game as a player renowned for his remarkable ability to break down defenses and create scoring opportunities in the paint and mid-range. Paul will have more space to shoot devastating pull-up jumpers, or find cutting teammates as defenders scramble to contain Curry beyond the arc. Simply said, Curry creates space for Paul to operate in, and Paul cuts through it. But they may also be a formidable defensive duo when working together. Despite Curry's ability to hold his own and rack up steals, Paul is the more tenacious defender and regularly makes life difficult for opposing point guards. Trying to execute a pick and roll with Paul pressuring the ball handler and Curry lurking in the passing lanes would be a nightmare. Curry's cool, calm, and collected style of leading by example is a nice contrast to Paul's fiery, outspoken personality. This level of centered leadership will prove crucial in nail-biters, keeping the ship afloat despite the waves of playoff pressure. Could this be Chris Paul's year to win an NBA championship? The situation seems more promising with Steph Curry on his team. The addition of Chris Paul does more than make the Warriors interesting to watch. It makes them a legitimate title contender. Fans, fasten your seatbelts. The 2023-24 NBA season promises to be a wild ride. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.